Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. Once again, my name is Jason, and today we're back with some more Elder Scrolls Arena. Last time, we entered the Black Gate, and we did some, we'll say, exploring and, you know, just general dungeon crawling. And today, I plan on doing more of the same. We want to get that, I believe we're here for a hammer, right? I think that's what we're here for. We're here for a nice, big, impressive, you know, crafting hammer that we can use on some sort of magical anvil of some sort, so that, actually we're not going to be able to use it, but the guy who wants it wants to use it on some big anvil to go and create stuff, and then he's going to give us the location of the last piece of the Staff of Chaos. Now, I've got this ghost shooting at me. I'm going to go ahead and say I want Absorb on, I want my Sneaky Peeky lag back on, and because I probably took one small hit, let's go ahead and renew my shield anyways. You know, while we're at it, we might as well, right? Okay, keep shooting me, thank you. And let's go ahead and switch over to Firebolt. You know, I have tried my crash spell, and I cannot figure out, for the life of me, what the sucker is useful for. It just doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Did I get shot at? I wonder, oh, there it is. I was like, oh, it sounded like a fireball, and I know wraiths typically cast fireballs, so I was like, maybe a wraith fired at me and then killed itself? I think that's pretty much what happened. Alright. This is actually a really interesting sort of layout, because, yeah, I'm like, it's all just, uh-oh. Ah! What the heck was that? Did anyone else hear that? Okay, I just had like this voice come through my computer, and I have no idea where that came from, and I'm not sure if my recording software picked that up. Okay, that was really weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that again, you know, in editing and see if that actually got picked up, because that scared me. That didn't even sound like it came from the game. I was like, where the heck did that come from? Okay, anyway, sorry. In case you didn't hear that, you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, but just know that right now I got the hairs on the back of my neck standing up, and I'm convinced that my game is haunted. Either that or someone has hacked into my computer and is currently watching me play Arena. Hey, guy, if you happen to be there, you know, hacked into my computer somehow and watching me play Arena, you know, you could just wait for the episode to go up. Or, you know, you could just request, hey, Jason, maybe, you want to do some streaming or something? To which I would reply no, because I don't think my internet connection's good enough for streaming, but, regardless. If you guys didn't hear that, that makes no sense to you at all, so I'm just gonna continue on with business as usual. I was commenting on how I found the layout to be kind of interesting. It's just a bunch of these square, well, I guess technically they're rectangles because it's not all even sides, but these rectangle rooms, just all joined by doors. It's almost kind of a boring layout. Seriously? How many fireballs do I have to throw at this guy? I just don't think they're impacting properly. Try again, there we go. Get those ghosts everywhere now. And now there's a troll. Alright, so, you know, there's actually one thing I really like about Arena. I was thinking about this a little bit. You know, because I do a lot of thinking, particularly about video games, because, you know, I'm a video game addict, apparently. And I was thinking about how nice it is that Arena makes it so that even your stealthy and mage characters can still be competent at combat. And I think that actually takes a little bit of the edge of difficulty off. You know, it's not like, oh, just because you've decided that you're going to pursue, you know, magic, that you're completely inept in, let's say, for instance, like hand-to-hand combat. Or, you know, you can't swing a sword because you just happen to have, you know, trained in other areas. yes, you should be weaker than others in those respects, but I like that you can still perform well with them, and that actually really helps, let's say, at the beginning of the game, particularly for, like, say, a mage who has limited number of spells and a limited number of spell points to cast them. That's one thing I really like, and I feel that, like, for Daggerfall, or, like, you know, later Elder Scrolls games, might not have done as well as I would have liked. You know, I would have liked to see that same kind of, you know, you could start off as any class, and, you know, any class can fight. And, you know, in a way, actually, thinking about it, in a way, Skyrim, it kind of, yeah, in a strange kind of way, it has that same kind of approach, just because of the way that you can level. You know, albeit very different, like, it's a way of approaching it, but it makes the game a little more sort of accessible in my eyes. Even though sometimes I see accessible as a dirty word. Don't say accessible, because I feel like accessible is actually sometimes misused. But you know, that's a discussion I'm going to put into a different video. I've done enough of that in Arena. Let's see. Now, another thing I tried to do a little bit of research in. It's hard to find any information on Arena, because it doesn't seem to be a favorite of many people's. You know, some people talk about it, but for the most part, you know, Arena's that, you know, the game nobody wants to talk about. They're like, yes, we realize it's important because it was the first game in the series, but ultimately we don't care. You know, it's all about, like, you know, Daggerfall might as well be the first Elder Scrolls game, because that one there at least has, you know, a, sorry, I hit my desk, has sort of a fan following, you know, it has a sort of a semi-community, you know, people who still regard it as a very good game. And, you know, Arena is very often neglected when it comes to that, and that makes me sad. That sounds nice, big, and creepy. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Sup, Iron Golem? We're gonna go ahead and use Nukem Dukem Robot on ya. Bam! Uppercut! Let's see. But yeah, anyways, as I was getting to, well, as the thought I started to get to, but then got distracted. I was doing research on Arena. I was trying to find some research about the leveling. Not necessarily like how I level, but how the enemies in the game and the dungeons, are they leveled? Like a lot of, like many of the other future entries. You know, the entries that came later. And in Arena, it turns out that this is a sort of a consensus. I don't think this is an official answer, but what a lot of people who, you know, actually want to talk about Arena have sort of concluded on, and, you know, based on what I can see, I can definitely agree with their conclusion, is that the game is both leveled and unleveled. Human characters that you run into, such as, you know, other spell swords, bandits, which I haven't run into in a while, you know, the people who try to mug you in town, they are leveled directly to your level. However, monsters each have their own set level, and they just sort of stay there. Oh, I'm gonna cast light again. So when you're out and you meet up with a person, chances are that character is at your level. But when you run into monsters, they're at a set level, and, you know, that doesn't really change. They don't level up with you. It's just the types of enemies that may randomly appear around you, like in, say, like random dungeons, those do level. But it's not like a case of it levels and then you never see weaker enemies. It broadens the possibility for stronger enemies, rather than making it exclusively stronger enemies. Now, also on that same point, though, the dungeons, for, like, example, the main quest, appear to be sort of static. So the enemies that appear in each dungeon is, we'll say, handcrafted, which makes, you know, total sense, because we went to the bestiary, and the only way for that dungeon to make sense is if the developers had the capability of assigning which enemies would appear where. And by having, you know, enemies, you know, in their own little cells with, you know, little descriptive text, it means that the developers would need to be able to assign, okay, this cell here is going to have this enemy, this cell here is going to have this enemy, and so on and so forth. So, I think ultimately, yes, there is a degree of leveling with you, with the arena, but it is light. It just means that as you get stronger, you know, you are going to meet random enemies that are stronger, so you're not going to always feel like, wow, this game is too easy. Oh, I didn't even see you. Actually, I like this too. See, this is an example. I guarantee you this was not completely random. We have a skeleton in front of every one of the caskets or tombstones or whatever they happen to be. You know, that was deliberately placed like that, and I think that's really cool. Because if I wasn't invisible, I would have come through the door and I would have seen all these skeletons basically coming out of their caskets, coming to get me. That is neat. That's a neat design. Okay, so there's no other way out of this room. I saw a little indentation. I was wondering if that was a secret door, but oh, it's not an indentation. It's just a weird hiccup with the texture, I guess. So yeah, so the arena does level to a degree, but for the most part, it is sort of handcrafted. And you know what? I like that. I think that is a good approach. It keeps, it makes it so that there's always something in the game that can provide a bit of a challenge for you, and while at the same time, you know, letting you feel powerful as you level up. And you know, if you try to go too far too fast, you can end up in a dungeon that is literally too hard for you, and you have to leave and go level up some. You know, when I'm in my first playthrough with my, I had another character that I played through, I'd say about the first quarter of the game with, before I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna play strictly through with Alexis. That other character, I got the crap kicked out of me in the Fortress of Ice, because she had no magic whatsoever. So I decided, okay, well, let's go, you know, level up, let's go get some more gear, and I had to go and do that. And that's good. That is good to have in games. I don't think you should be able to always be able to just go anywhere you want at any time. It's nice to be able to explore and stuff, you know, have the whole world open to you, but there should be some degree of, especially like for like a main quest line, where, you know, there has to be sort of that barrier put in place saying, you know, you just don't have the skills to make it past this point. And that also gives good players sort of a bar to reach for to really try to, you know, do better. You know, they're like, all right, well, this here is an obstacle that I can see about overcoming. You know, that's kind of we'll say even a speedrunner thing. That's what they do. You know, oh, here's an obstacle. Let's see, how can we circumvent this? All right. I don't see. I'm curious if I could just pass wall straight down. I wonder. You know what? Let's do it. Just for kicks. Let's just pass wall straight down until we get to something. We'll see what's down there. We'll create our own little tunnel. All right. Let's see. Where are you? Pass wall. There you are. All right. Now, another thing, I was actually reading through the manual because, oh, that was over a lot quicker than I thought. That's an interesting door. I'm like, wait a second, that door, that's usually something where if there's something of interest hidden behind something, it's usually one of those gray doors. I believe we might have a riddle door. Let's go ahead and save the game as working. All right. Really? Ghosts, go away. But yeah, I was reading the manual, you know, as I've actually liked to do lately, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to keep talking about other Elder Scrolls games. I want to be able to talk about Arena, and I want to learn a lot about this, because especially because the game is kind of winding down. We're getting close to the end. Or I guess you could say it's ramping up, but basically we're nearing the end. And I want to be able to talk about it as much as possible before, you know, it's over. I'll probably still, you know, make a side, maybe a side video here and there, but, you know, was doing reading, and I was looking at the different character classes, and, you know, the acrobat actually really sounds kind of neat. You know, normally when I've seen the acrobat class in the Elder Scrolls, I've just kind of gone, yeah, okay, woo, I get to jump around a lot. Yay, acrobat. But in the description, it's actually kind of cool that they get a, any enemy that fights them actually suffers a penalty to hit. A percentage penalty to hit, in addition to whatever your normal armor class in that might be. And I was like, oh, okay, so basically it's a character that basically thrives on just not getting hit at all. And I thought that was kind of neat. And, you know, also that they can jump farther, that they can run faster than, you know, any of the other classes. They can climb up walls very quickly, and I was like, that is cool. I like that. So, you know, maybe next time when I decide to fool around with, you know, Arena, well, like I said, on my own time or something, I might play around with the acrobat. Give it a try, see if it's worth it, because it's kind of a subclass of thief. So it's got that, you know, sneaky thing where, you know, you've got the low armor class, and, you know, very kind of low starting health and that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm wondering if that increased agility and that chance of not even being hit is worth, you know, is it a good trade-off? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of interesting things in the manual. However, there's some things in the manual where I'm like, especially after the whole manually walking from one town to another thing, you know, when we looked at that, you know, it makes me wonder how much in the manual was put in there as sort of like a fluff, or as like the developers put into the game saying, you know, because they were like, or put in the manual because they expected to be able to put that into the game, but then weren't able to, and then just never changed the manual. You know, it makes me wonder. Let's see. Okay, so I'm back out here. There's apparently a secret door up here. Hello? A lot of loot and some Medusas. Well, I'm wondering here if we're getting close to where we want to be. Secret doors are typically a good... Oh, is there any loot? Loot. Plate helm, no. You know, a secret door in the center of the dungeon. This sounds like it could very well be a good place to find what we're here for. Then again, it might actually just be like a secret loot room. That would be kind of cool. Let's see, mark, a lot of gold. Anything in here? Huh. A homunculus. Yeah, wait, homunculus. Yeah, so because it ends with us, see, I'm not invisible anymore. Homunculus plural would be homunculi, right? Sounds right. Alright, now wait, if my sneaky peeky like is running low, then that means that my absorbable likely is as well. There we go. Renew that, and well, look at that. Another floor to the dungeon. Let's save the game here as working, because we're now on a new floor of the Black Gate. I got a weird feeling about this one. Yeah, I expected that. I was like, wait a second. I have a feeling this is a riddle door. Let's see. This door is sealed tight. A question is carved above it. What answer do you give? What is the thing that comes in sheets, yet cannot be folded or gathered again? In sheets. Which comes in sheets? A baby. Wait, is that actually, yeah, it could be, right? Because you're wrapping a baby up, right? Would that be in a sheet? Let's try it. Baby! Nothing happens. Okay, so never mind, I'm not. It's a magically held lock. Wait, it's a magically held lock. I can't remember. Did we establish that we can get through magically held locks? Let's see. Steve! Yes, we can get through magically held locks. Well, you know what? This episode has gone on long enough. You know, I actually want to work on this riddle. It's nice and short. I feel like it feels like it's an interesting riddle that I actually kind of want to solve. So we're gonna go ahead and end things here. Next time, we're gonna come back, solve this riddle, and then run through this part of the dungeon. And yeah, more of that good stuff. So I would like to thank you so much for joining me once again in the Elder Scrolls Arena. And until next time, game on.